Have you at all, sir? Time now for our financial focus, and analyst Steve Budin is here with me right now. The Senate passed this tax bill, so the question is now what? If you look at the news, it sort of depends on who's saying what, but the bottom line is we just don't know right now in its current form.
That's right. So a couple of weeks ago, the House of Representatives passed their bill. The Senate now passed their bill. In the United States, both bodies have to approve the same law, so they go to a conference committee, and that's where we're at right now. So right now, I think there's a few things in both of the bills that look good, and I think for most of our viewers, the big one for me is the standard deduction being double.
Okay.
So many of the folks that watch us may not itemize their tax return, right? They just take the standard deduction. So immediately, if Congress doubles that, that's a pretty significant change.
And so they could see that windfall almost right away.
They can, and whether or not they apply this for 2017 or 2018 going forward is still subject to negotiation. But if you don't itemize your taxes and they double the standard deduction, that's a pretty significant bump. And secondly, the income to which they're going to subject lower tax rates is going up as well. So when you see different marginal tax rates on TV, remember, depending on how much money you make, more of your income is going to be subject to a lower amount. And that's assuming the tax bill passes. Until it's signed into law, I don't believe any of it's going to happen.
It's a little bit of a guessing game, right?
Yes.
All right, moving on now to CVS buying Aetna. Now, this on the face of it might sound a little, well, why do I care? But you're saying this could really change our understanding of what it means to go to the drugstore.
That's right. And if you've been in a CVS recently, you know they have these minute clinics. What I think CVS is going to do here, they're buying Aetna, which is one of the largest health insurance providers in the United States. My company uses Aetna. They're very well known. But I think what CVS is trying to do here is by buying Aetna, you're buying a lot of customers. So instead of going to the doctor to get your health care, you may go to the minute clinic and get your diabetes test, you might get your flu shot, you might get your strep throat exam, which is a lot cheaper. But I think this business model is intriguing. And I think you're going to see companies like Walmart and others that have these big boxes maybe try to compete in the health insurance industry.
And almost kind of like we see these urgent care facilities do, but maybe not quite on that level, but kind of like that's what we're talking about.
Yeah, and I think these urgent care facilities might be in play too. If you're a big provider, you can now bring in those healthcare facilities and streamline the system.
Okay. Moving on to, of course, we know Disney, one of the biggest companies in the world, and they're about to get even bigger, right?
Well, we'll see. They're talking about it.
Okay.
Disney is in talks to acquire some of the content of 20th Century Fox. Not the news company, but the entertainment division. So the movies, the characters, the superheroes, a lot of that, because we have mentioned before that Disney is going to be coming out with their own network to compete with Netflix and Amazon Prime in the next few years. So the more content Disney could acquire, they feel it's better for their brand, and we'll see.
Yeah, as you reported on, it was a couple months ago, we talked about it, Netflix pulling all their content, Disney pulling all their content from Netflix, thinking, well, how are they going to compete? Well, this is how they might compete here.
Yeah, and you very well could see the Peanuts, which is owned by 20th Century Fox, become a Disney brand, and you can see how a lot of that can cross-market.
Yeah, we're talking about, too, like X-Men and the Terminator franchise, so we'll kind of see where that goes.
Yeah, it's a lot of time and space Disney will need to fill their content, and this could be one thing, but it's not done. So I just had read about it over the weekend, but it's interesting how a lot of the entertainment that we're beginning to see, all the changes that are going to be coming in the next year or two will be interesting.
All right, Steve Budin, as always, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it. We'll be right back.